Hey again, everybody. So today I have another reference I'm pulling from The Way of Kings by Brandon Sanderson. I'm nearly done with it. I think I have about 2 hours left of the audiobook, and it's really good. I mean, I'm really into it, and I've kind of been nerding out, with everybody that I really can with, and just talking about it. And I'm pretty excited to get into the second book, Words of Radiance. I've heard that that's like his like best work, so pretty pumped. But the piece that I'm pulling from there, though, is the title. That is, it is the path that separates men, and I'll get into that in a moment. But the quote is also, "We are what we repeatedly do. Excellence then is not an act, but a habit," which is from Aristotle. And I've seen this quote before on, a few things, and I think I had a thought that maybe I had used this quote before, but I went back through my videos and I'm pretty sure that I haven't. But at least it might sound similar to maybe a previous quote. But the title, though, and the context that it's from in the story is talking about how kind of the end goal is the same, but the method that we reach it by is kind of what the definition is, or what is worth pulling from it. And of course, that's just another way of saying it is not the journey; it is the destination. But within the context of the story, it's a pretty important quote, and you have a lot of different kind of political leaders and different very important people in the story, and a few of them are kind of corrupt. And I think it's Dalinar that says this, but and him being a character that is trying to be as honorable and as noble as he can be, that this quote is kind of him expressing that he's trying on his path to live up to those things. And to tie that into the quote, though, that our paths are, what we repeatedly do, what we do every day, and that for that path to be excellent or to be worthwhile, or that the end of it, that the destination that we can reflect back on with the journey that we can, that will have been a journey of excellence, and that is not an act but a habit. So for me, these past few weeks, I've been pretty swamped with a lot of work, and I've found less and less time to really fit in things that I'm really passionate for. And I've been doing things that I'm passionate for, with school and with I'm doing things that I am interested in, but it is kind of hard to not feel burnt out, when you are really focused in on one thing at one time. Now, fortunately for me, I really don't have that much time left in the semester, but these past few weeks, with how crammed that I have been, and kind of stretching myself thin with everything that I have going on, it's been stressful. But I've kind of surprised myself with how I've been able to handle it. And no doubt is that from the amount of support that I have from, the people around me. But I think I've gotten better at kind of regulating that, because I think I'm at a point where I am satisfied with what my path is, and that I feel like I am, on the right track. And the end destination really is, ultimately, is that I want to be happy, and I think just content with everything. And of course, I think that that's the ultimate goal for everybody. But it's the path that we reach that really defines it. And that, even though that's what we always want, that, or what most people want, that's not everybody's final destination. Because yes, we kind of all tell ourselves, yeah, like the end goal is to be happy and to be content and to be successful. But people may reach a point where they kind of are telling themselves that they have reached that point, when maybe deep down they really haven't. And so that's another way to say it, to not settle, that your path is also defined by how far you want to extend it. And that, it's up to you, that you can continue to push through and get to whatever goal that you had kind of dreamed of. And for me, this recently, it really has been, kind of preparing myself for, I guess, kind of a full deep dive into adulthood. And I mean, I've been an adult for 2 years now. I turned 21 pretty soon, but I'm at that age where, at least in my mind, full independence is a pretty big goal. And so I feel that I'm on a path that I can reach that within a good amount of time. But it is difficult, some days to feel that you really are making that right progress and you're going in the right direction. But a good way to kind of remind myself, and that I think most people should do, is just that we make a record of it. That just like Aristotle says, that it's a daily habit. And so when you record, like, this is the progress that I made today, then you can at least see it. And it's tangible, and it's not just a thing where you're telling yourself that you are or that you aren't. Because even if you're doubting and you're saying, well, I could have done more, but then you look at it and you say, well, at least I did something. And I think that's pretty significant, because there are definitely times where we're not really doing anything. And I mean, really, before I got as busy as I am now, there were a lot of days where I felt pretty idle. And I always felt like I could be doing more. And so it's funny how we never lose something to complain about. Or when I was not busy and I felt like I had too much time, that I would complain that I didn't feel like I was getting anything done. And now that I am getting things done and I am very busy and my time has kind of increased in value because so little of it is free, that now I complain that I have less time, right? And so there's just no shortage to complain. But a complaining person isn't really, exhuming excellence, right? And so to go with the quote that, we have to be content with the path that we're on now, and that if we're content with the path, we're going to be content with the destination. So, yeah, that's just kind of what I've been thinking about with how busy that everything has been recently. And are there some nights some days that I feel overwhelmed? Definitely. And are there, times where I think, well, what if I didn't do this? Yeah, 100%. But I don't know, there's something I think that we all have where you just kind of, you have to push yourself past it to see if you really can do it. And I feel like too many times have I gotten to a point of where I get uncomfortable and then I kind of just want to quit. And it's the same kind of thing of like when you're, lifting weights or you're doing a run where you start to feel that burning. And the people that don't make gains are the people that quit when they first feel the burn. But the burn is where you make the growth, because without deconstructing and breaking those things down, it's not going to build back up. And am I in like a deconstruction period? I don't think so. I think I'm definitely in a construction period. But yeah, I mean, things are good though. I mean, I certainly think that being busier has helped my mental health and just kind of keep my mind on things that I feel importance towards. And I really haven't, there hasn't been a whole lot of things that have really gotten under my skin, because I don't really have time to think about it, right? And I guess the only things that I think about on a daily basis are things that I'm pretty happy that those are the things that I'm thinking about, and that I'm not focused on other things that are less important to me. So yeah, overall, just every day we need to do something that will get us that much further, and that when we have that, we build this path that we can look back on and be content with, and that's what's going to separate us from being happy and content and successful or not. So yeah, that's all I have for you guys for today. I'll see you in the next one.